I know the show is to break stereotypes of what Africans are and then portray young Africans in better light. But I must ask again, what is the exact aim of the entire show?
The aim of Young, Famous and African is really to demonstrate a contemporary version of Africa. I'm sure you are fully aware, especially with the platform that you're working with, we celebrate so many narratives out of Africa, but we've never seen the modern version. Every time you speak to someone, especially in the diaspora, about Africa, they talk about our rich culture, our heritage, they talk about the icons of African history, but you never really see the modern Africa. Young, Famous and African is a demonstration of a subset of new Africa. You have a cast of who have built their careers and their names of their pure talent, sheer drive, and basically African excellence. And YFA brings together a collection of Pan-African representatives to demonstrate real Africa in action. And it shows you that even though they're normal people, they go through normal struggles, when you look at who they are and the legacies they've built, this is such a proud statement to have such an amazing lineup of people rewriting their own African narrative. And so YFA is a celebration of the new Africa. And we're really trying to show the rest of the world that although we have these amazing icons, great food, beautiful culture and rich heritage, we also have a new generation of Africa emerging that are upwardly mobile, that are hardworking, that challenge all the negative stereotypes that we see, which relates Africa to poverty or famine or being a third world country. And there is a subset that are changing that narrative and building industries off the back of their hard work, intellect, integrity, and just being all-round incredible people. And I hope that when the world sees YFA, they can relate to that. And also when Africans see YFA, they see a proud representative of who they are and what they can become, because there is a part of them in every single cast member of the show.
Yeah, very beautiful response, Peace. I have a follow-up question to that. But before then, let me ask, we have lots of young and famous Africans. Was there a particular criteria used in selecting this few?
Myself and the co-creator, Martin Asari Amanka, we have been working on the vision of YFA for nearly 4 years. And we've spoken to a lot of amazing artists and creatives in Africa and in the diaspora. A lot of people ask me, what was the criteria? For us, we know that we cannot put the entire African continent on that platform, but we chose people with real lives and real stories, people who have gone through different things and can represent a different version of Africa in their own authentic story. As a Nigerian, you know very well the Two-Face and Annie Adibia Macaulay story. And I think we've always heard Two-Face, but we've never really heard directly from Annie what she's been through. Annie started off as a normal girl like you and I, building on the streets of Africa. She was selling with her mum. She didn't come from wealth or with a silver spoon, and she's built her name to become an African icon. And I feel that there's so many Africans that can relate to her narrative. Then you have someone like Zari that is extremely glamorous, extremely successful, and is a big change maker in the education space and in the business space in Africa. And she is very self-sufficient. She is a mother and a very amazing one of that. She's absolutely stunning. And she stands in her own right, really leading for women and empowerment in Africa. There are women that relate to that, and there are men that also relate to that. Naked, I mean, they'll all speak for themselves, but when you look at the cast, there is a part of every single African citizen in one of them or the other. And when we put them together, we want them to shine together in the most authentic, truthful way, showing the highlights that we all love about them, but also showing the low moments. And that's what Young, Famous and African is about. And we pray that as we continue developing this movement, we have the opportunity to shine a light on so many Africans. But it's not about Nigeria versus Ghana or Uganda or South Africa. It's about an African movement. We are united and we are one. And on this platform, as equals, we will shine for the rest of the world to celebrate us.
Thank you, Peace. I'll come back to you, but let me quickly ask Zari, as the co-creator of the show and as one of the cast, Zari, would you say YFA has really portrayed who you are as a young and successful African?
It has in so many ways, because there's sides of me that people didn't know. I mean, I'm a mother. People have never seen that side of me and how I fight for my kids. People know, she has a glamorous life on social media and all the things. They don't know the behind the scenes. I'm very hardworking. I put in extra hours, late nights and things like that. So I think it's a great platform for people to see who we really are, besides the glitz and glam, because most of the girls are like, I want to be like her, I want to look like her, I want to live like her. But do you know the hard work I put in behind the scenes for me to be who I am today? So I think it's a beautiful platform for people to see us like that.
Yes,
I just wanted to add as well, the co-creator is myself, Peace Hyde, and Martin Asari.
Martin, me.
Yeah, Zari is one of the incredible cast members, but Martin Asari Amankwa is actually the co-creator. He's a Ghanaian entrepreneur, and he is very passionate about telling the new African story. And yeah, just to clarify.
My bad. Thank you for that clarification. So we really had deep and intense moments, like the therapy section with Naked and Kelly. And then we had Annie and Two-Face anniversary dinner where, she broke down, she cried, and that bond was just really, really beautiful to see. Is there any moment where you feel like, oh my God, this is deeper than we planned? Or was that the essence all along?
For me, I looked at people who I felt had a very rich story and a very rich journey. As someone who has worked telling African stories for many years, I'm very passionate about the story that goes beyond the glitz and glam. And so when I selected certain people with the team at Netflix, Martin Asari and Manko, the co-creator, we really wanted to put together people that had a very rich story. And like you referenced, the dinner with Two-Face and Annie, they were honest, they were pure, authentic in that moment. And this whole show demonstrates everyone doing the same. We really wanted to show people the glitz and glam will attract you, but their real lives and the authenticity of their real lives, not scripted, will actually show you that this is a very rich experience. And so for us, we were hoping that we would see this level, but I don't think we were ready for how deep these people would go. And I don't think we anticipated how transparent they would be. And so it became a much more richer and much more educational while being entertaining experience to see such depth and such quality of character and integrity and resilience. And like these are real relationships. And I felt like, look, if you guys can make it, maybe I have a chance. So it was beautiful seeing their love affair blossom and them keep fighting for what they believed in. I was inspired deeply by that, and I hope the rest of the world will be soon.
Yeah, I was. I wasn't ready for the level of depth that I witnessed in that show, and that brings me to my next question, which is directed to Naked. Hi, Naked.
Hi, how are you, Olu?
Yeah, so you portrayed yourself as this hard guy, not really showing emotions, or rather, that's what Kayla accused you of. Coming to this show, is there a point where you felt like, oh my God, this is too vulnerable for me?
I think I'm just the guy that spoke from the heart. And sometimes women might perceive the truth as hard. I don't think women can handle the truth. And so they paint me as a person that is hard. But over the years, I've learned that if you keep on sugarcoating problems, those problems come up over and over again. And you know what? I know that people go through relationship problems all the time. And I just wanted to show that you can speak about your problems. Do not sweep problems under the rug all the time. The sooner you speak about stuff, the quicker that you can resolve problems. You know what I mean? So I feel like my relationship is just like any other relationship that is out there. I think a lot of women will portray me as a hard person, but men might have a totally different opinion.
I agree with you. And I must confess, I learned a lot from that therapy session. I did.
Oh, thank you. And you know what? That's the purpose of, we put our lives out there. It's so that people can grow. You know what I mean? So that people can grow in their own relationships, people can reflect. So I just didn't want to be selfish. I know it went really deep. And I said, let me not be selfish with growth or with education. And therapy is really important. And I hope that a lot of Africa, especially in South Africa, people say therapy is for, for different color people. But the thing is, even us as Africans, we need to know that we always need to have an outlet where you can speak to someone neutral about your problems. And that's the only way to fix it. So, we bear it all out there, and that's just so that other people can grow.
Thank you very much, Naked. Zari, let me quickly ask you this. The relationship you had with Annie, the scene where you had that very, very intense argument with her. This is a reality TV show. Was there a point where you felt, oh my God, I shouldn't have said this? I mean, the world is watching.
Oh no, I think I meant everything I said in that moment. I don't look back and say I could have said this or I could have done better, or it was just what it is. And that's how I felt.
So we're talking about young, successful, and famous Africans, but it's almost centered around relationship and their sex life and the relationship they have with each other. Is there a point where you feel like the world will, give a different meaning to your outright intention, to your initial intention?
I think that one of the most beautiful things about creating is that it's not about you. You put what you want into the world, and you hope that as long as people are talking about it, they will either learn something from it, they will be inspired by it in some way, shape, or form. And I think it's about impact. So for me, I think it's about creating the right conversations around Africa. And I don't think you inspire people by putting on a mask and pretending like there are not real issues outside of what you see in the news. And so for me, I wanted something that shows reality. And they gave us pure, unscripted, unadulterated reality. And I feel like that was the key of it. When you speak about issues such as sex lives, marriage, children, those are the realities that we all deal with, myself included. So to be able to have a platform of such inspirational, impactful, credible people showing us their humanistic side, for me, is a work of art. Because when you Google them, they're already inspiring. They're already showing you how amazing Africans are. But they're now showing you, but I'm also like you. And that's what YFA is all about. It's about representing the real Africa in this modern day and age. I want you to relate to one of the women or men on the show. I want you to learn from some of the things that are going on. Maybe even we'll get it right if we look at Naked and Kaylee and see where they may be going wrong. You never know. But it's the opportunity to learn. It's the opportunity to be entertained. And most importantly, it's about creating healthy conversations around Africa. And I hope that that's what YFA will do. But as a creative, myself, my co-creator, Martin Asari Amankwa, we created something that would create current, positive, accurate, modern day reflections of Africa that people can discuss, learn from, and be entertained while celebrating African excellence in its purest form. And YFA has even done a better vision than I think we came up with, because we had a team of incredible creatives behind the scenes that made this all possible. And without them, we would be nothing besides an idea in our rooms, trying to play around with pieces and people. So I think it's been a real labor of love for every hand and person involved in front of the camera and behind the camera. And I'm super proud and honored and thankful to God that I even have the opportunity to share a vision with the rest of the world, along with my co-creator who believed in me from day one, and believed in this vision. And we've both created something we're very proud of, and even more proud of the cast members that have brought their best to this and been open with the rest of the world. It's truly a work of art.
Thank you very much, Peace. Thank you. And I must confess, you made magic. As someone who is tired of the whole poverty and disease story coming out of Africa, I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to watch this. So well done again. And thank you to Naked and Zari for having this conversation with me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.